Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the Crypto News Show. Help me gain the first 1,000 subscribers. Support the channel with a subscription, please. Today was a beautiful day for me as I got to witness Gary Gensler get absolutely put in his place. Today revealed exactly what we all in the XRP community already knew. Gary Gensler is afraid. And we saw that on full display in front of Congress. Here, Jeremy Hogan exposes the most recent enforcement action the SEC has given. This one was against Bittrex, and on numerous occasions, Bittrex stated to the SEC to tell them what digital assets they viewed as securities, and they refused to do so. Yet again today, Gary Gensler tried to run around and give bullshit answers to these questions that were asked directly to him from Congress. And I'm not going to speak too much in this video. I'm just going to let all of you listen to the run around Gary gives. But in this first clip, you will need to realize that Warren Davidson has proposed a bill to remove Gary Gensler from his seat as head of the SEC. Powerful moves are being made right now for the better of the crypto industry as a whole. And I think some extremely bullish news is going to be breaking in the coming days. Now, guys, I want you to listen to the next 15 minutes of Gary Gensler getting grilled from all these different angles. We're going to get the last laugh, and the judge decision will be the cherry on top.
Chairman Gensler, part of the SEC's mission is to protect investors. Does the SEC review pre-IPO documents?
I think you said pre-IPO documents. You're supposed to, if you're going to take a company public, the staff of the SEC does review those to see that they're in compliance.
Correct. Is Coinbase a publicly traded company?
I'm sorry?
Is Coinbase publicly traded?
Yes.
All right. So the SEC allowed pension funds and retail investors to invest in a company, Coinbase, that you apparently, from prior remarks, believe was engaging in illegal activity. All of their activities were laid out in their public filings in the S1 prior to the IPO. You did say that you believe Coinbase is selling unregistered securities, correct?
Again, I'm not going to speak to anyone.
No, but you said that they're selling unregistered securities. This is your public comments.
I think, with all respect, I look forward to you finding that because I'm trying to be very careful. I'm not speaking
we'll help
about
refresh
any
your
one
memory.
company.
In the Kim Kardashian settlement, the SEC stated that Ethereum Max is a security. She reached a settlement for promoting an unregistered security. The unregistered security is Ethereum Max. Have you charged the issuers of Ethereum Max for offering an unregistered security?
We reached a settlement with a celebrity, Ms. Kardashian.
Yeah, but not. She just promoted it. She doesn't operate Ethereum Max. Have you said that Ethereum Max is an unregistered security to the people that offer it?
We did in that settlement, yes, sir.
Okay, it's still trading. What about Ethereum? Is Ethereum now a security?
We had this
I heard your exchange. They've been in place since 2015. You say in your statements that there's clarity in the market and the rules are clear. Just come on in. You can't even answer the question. Do you say XRP is a security?
We're in court in active discussions and litigation on that.
You're in litigation because you do say it's a security. As you know, let's move on a little bit. As you know, qualified custodian banks would effectively be unable to provide crypto asset related custody as a result of punitive capital impact under accounting provisions in Staff Accounting Bulletin 121. Do you agree that the bulletin should be amended?
I think that the staff addressed an accounting issue and appropriately saw that crypto assets held in custody today are not segregated or not bankruptcy remote in bankruptcy and should be appropriately put on public company financials.
I wish I had time to go into the ESG rule and everything else, but Chairman Gensler, your record of failures to protect investors and abuses of power make it clear that we need to restructure the Securities and Exchange Commission. The failures are many, but let me cite some of the abuses. You average more than 2 rules proposals a month. You provide inappropriately short comment periods. You have unworkable and unlawful ESG disclosure mandates on the market. You have essentially a Hotel California rule for crypto where you can check in anytime you like, but you can never leave. You have endless discovery with no resolution and no clarity for the captives in the market. You have unworkable proposals for overhauling equity market structure, a de facto ban on crypto through proposed custody rule. You have high staff turnover, unhappy people leaving your office, and unhappy companies and capital leaving our country. To correct a long series of abuses, I'm introducing legislation that removes the chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission and replaces the role with an executive director that reports to the board where all authority would reside. Former chairs of the SEC will be ineligible under my proposed bill. And this isn't just my take. It resonates across the political spectrum. The American people want democratic access to capital, retail investor participation. You can't just exclude retail investors from markets and claim it's for their own good. Our markets need to function and flourish, and I yield back.
Now, guys, let me tell you something right now. I thought today was going to be one of those days that I was extremely disappointed where I was going to see some political posturing slaps on the wrist. But quite literally, legislation is being drafted right now to get Gary out because of how horrendous he has been. Even Congress is telling Gary Gensler to his face, fuck the SEC. What a special time to be alive if you're a crypto investor. Our complaints have been heard at the highest levels of government, and I think consequences are going to be handed out. In addition, if that Warren Davidson clip didn't fire you up here, Gary Gensler is being asked directly to his face if he thinks Ethereum is a security. If you thought Gary was squeamish and squirming like the vermin he is, just look at how he acts here when he continues to get grilled.
5 minutes. Ether is one of the most popular digital assets and powers the Ethereum blockchain. Back in 2018, then SEC Corporation Finance Director Bill Hinman stated that he believed Ether was not a security. Last month, CFTC Chair Benham expressed his view that Ether is a commodity. The State Attorney General of New York asserted in a court filing last month that Ether is a security. Clearly, an asset cannot be both a commodity and a security. Do you agree?
Actually, all securities are commodity under the Commodity and Exchange Act. It's that we are excluded commodities. But I would agree that a security cannot be also an excluded commodity and an included commodity. I'm sorry, Chair, just to talk about the Commodity Exchange Act more precisely.
Okay, so do you recognize, how would you categorize Ether then?
Look, I think that the general sweep of what Congress did, not just in the 30s, but as amended.
I'm asking you, sitting in your chair now, to make an assessment under the laws as exist. Is Ether a commodity or a security?
Without speaking to any one.
I know you've repeatedly said you're not going to speak to one, except you've spoken to one, Bitcoin. So I'm asking you to speak to a second one, the second largest market cap here.
And speaking to the tokens, there's 10 to 12,000. If there's a group of entrepreneurs in the middle,
asking about one.
The public is anticipating a profit based on the...
I'm asking you a specific question, Chair Gensler. I said this in private. This should be no shock to you. I'm asking this question. Is Ether a commodity or a security?
And again, it depends on the facts and the law, and if there's a group of individuals...
I'm asking you about the facts and the law sitting in your seat and the judgment you are making.
And so, Mr. Chair, I think you would not want me to prejudge because I'm also...
But you have prejudged on this. You've taken 50 enforcement actions. We're finding out as we go, as you file suit, as people get Wells notices on what is a security.
And guys, there is the very simple question that continues to go unanswered. Patrick Mann Henry asking Gary Gensler to his face whether Ether is a security or not. Gary stated nothing of value and wonders why there's no clarity in the market. Gary Gensler has created confusion, and he on his own has destroyed more wealth retail investors than any other actor on the planet in the past 2 years. I'm a big believer, and this is only speculation, that Gary will be forced into a bad decision by the judge and in addition will be forced into a settlement for this Ripple XRP case. He's coming under a lot of fire right now, and I think he's going to have to ease up his enforcement style approach and start getting some political wins here because the way he looks frightened. He looks like a deer in headlights. This is how Gary Gensler acts when questions aren't pre-written for him, and I absolutely love it. Now, guys, to cap off this video for today, because there is a lot to break down from all of these different clips, we have Gary getting pressed about the FTX documents and his involvement with FTX. Every single major piece of corruption and complaint that the XRP community has had about Gary Gensler is coming to light in front of Congress right now. And if you aren't absolutely excited for Gary Gensler getting accountability right now, you haven't been paying attention. This could be a massive turning point for the market as we speak, and I want to leave you all with this note. The judge decision in this XRP case is coming so soon, and not only did Judge Torres sound fed up with the SEC's disrespect in the Ripple case, but Congress seems fed up with Gary as well. Regime change is necessary, and I think very soon we're going to get it. Fuck the SEC. Guys, everyone's screaming at the top of their lungs now. Guys, this is the Crypto News here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now, I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
I believe in congressional oversight, and I know
Okay,
states
all right,
work
moving on.
together.
I'm taking that as a no. So the climate disclosure request, you like that. You're responding to our FTX request solely with publicly available documents. To date, 213 pages of those publicly available documents have produced. And guess what? You didn't give us anything surrounding the charges filed against Sam Bankman-Fried. On April 12, Chair McHenry and I sent you a follow-up letter, and we're led to believe that the staff recommendation memo presented to the commission for a vote on charges against Sam Bankman-Fried exists. Is that true? Is there a memo from the staff recommending to the commission the charges that Sam Bankman-Fried was ultimately charged with?
Under standard practice, our commission receives action memos from the staff whenever.
So it does exist.
We work on.
So it does exist. Okay, well, you haven't sent that to us. Your staff has frankly told us that it exists, yet you have not sent it.
When we conduct an investigation, we are obliged to keep investigative matters confidential.
So hold on a second. Don't hide behind the DOJ, because then it sounds like I need to send letters to the DOJ and not to the SEC about the SEC charges. So we'll be following up with this after this. My time has expired.
Response to our questions would be appropriate.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple. A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple. Leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple. Who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple. 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple. 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors, former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany, former business director at Swift, former Swift board member, former CFO of PayPal, former head of the DTCC, former chief business officer at Uber, former VP of Amazon, and former SEC chair on their legal team? Ripple. Who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's high-level advisory board on fintech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website? Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.